Okay, we're joined here in the post-game press conference. Head coach from Wisconsin-Oshkosh and also players Taylor Schmidt and Eliza Campbell. And Coach, could you just talk a little bit about this game? Obviously, North Central presents a different kind of challenge that you probably don't see a whole lot, the Grinnell-style system, and it's kind of trying to dictate the tempo. Talk about that.
Yeah, it really goes against how we typically play. So it was a big adjustment for us. We're usually much more methodical. We try to break people down with execution, screen, play long possessions, and they just don't let you do that. But I think we found, in the good parts, we found that happy medium where we played at our speed and made good decisions. And the one thing I thought could carry over was our discipline. And looking at the stat sheet, we only had 21 turnovers. And you go into this game thinking 25-30 might not be a bad number for the way they play. So I'm obviously happy to advance. I'm happy that we were able to make the adjustment in a couple of practices to get ready for this, because it's just really different from how we play.
Eliza, you kind of found that seam a little bit there, right in the belly of the trap, I guess, so to speak, and were able to get a bunch of buckets there. Just talk a little bit about being the one who had to step up and put the ball in the hole.
In practice, we really work on like fours, beam wrists, so just getting in that area, facing up, and then looking to what's open. But they really were just giving me my shot right there, so I kept looking to score, and thankfully they were going in, and also I owe a lot to my teammates who were getting me the ball right there, because it was pretty tough with all that pressure.
Taylor, you were one of the primary ball handlers for your squad against a team that puts obviously a lot of pressure on you, and you handled it well with 8 assists, just 3 turnovers. Just talk a little bit about your mindset and how not to lose your poise when you're facing pressure like that.
Yeah, I was just keeping my poise this whole game. I knew it was going to be a lot of traps, and I just knew that I was the one that was going to have the ball the most of the time, and if something did happen, I was going to have to settle us down. So just keeping that mentality in my head is what got me through this game.
Mm-hmm. Coach, they really like to use the three-point shot, obviously, and you guys did an effective job, I think, defensively. They were just 11 of 42, and a lot of that, they didn't have many open looks.
Yeah.
Talk about your defensive strategy going into this game, what you guys wanted to do to attack what they like to do.
Yeah, our plan was to try to make them finish one-on-one, and first half, I think people probably watching thought we were getting beat to the rim, and our plan was, let's stay between them and the rim, because they really would prefer to kick it. So we did have a stretch there, and then the last couple minutes they nailed a couple that I thought were pretty well guarded. But we were trying to play one-on-one. If they could finish over the top of us, we were going to make an adjustment. And early they weren't really able to do that, so that allowed us to kind of stay out on the perimeter. And we felt like if we could just get a hand up, we were going to make it tougher. But they're going to shoot so many, some are going to go in, and for the most part, I thought we did a really good job of getting out and at least making them look through a hand before they shot.
You play in a tough conference. I'm not sure how many times you've had to play back-to-back nights, but what are your thoughts of coming back on a night right after you expended a lot of energy, and then whoever you play tomorrow, your thoughts on tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, we played 2 tournaments this year with that in mind a little bit, and last week we played 3 games in 5 days, so no back-to-backs, but we still had to spend a lot of energy. We were traveling the whole week to get here, so I think we'll be ready for it. Obviously, that's a different animal with them and the way we had to play the whole game, but we went a little bit deeper in the bench than we normally do. I mean, normally, we were probably about 7 or 8 deep. Today, at least we got into 9 and then 10, 11 for just a couple of minutes. But I think the adrenaline, the excitement of being in the NCAA tournament is going to take over, and I don't think that's going to be an excuse for us tomorrow night. Win or lose, I think we're going to give everything we've got. And we had some experience with this last year too, and we got to the Sweet 16, so I'm hoping we can pull on that a little bit, and our older girls can kind of bring the new girls along the way on that.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah. Two best players for North Central with 5 minutes left in the game. Did that change your approach when you close out the game?
Not a whole lot. We were doing some different things with Goddard. So when she was in, we were trying to do a decent job of denying her, and I'm happy to hold her to 11. That piece a little bit, but they sub so much, you're not really able to look at matchups. You just talk about this is how they're going to play, and so in that case, no. And obviously, they're 5 that can shoot the 3 that fouled out. That's one less step maybe we've got to go out, but then I think a couple of the post hit one at the end anyway. So I think to their credit, because of the way they play, it doesn't affect them as much as it would maybe if our best 2 or 3 players are in foul trouble, just because they just kind of keep doing what they do. So I'm not sure it was a huge effect of how we did things. I'm sure they feel that, you know, their 2 best scorers being out could have changed the game, but for our approach, not a ton probably.
Eliza, you know, second half they took the lead a couple of times. You guys were able to really rally. It was a game where, you know, it seemed like you guys seemed like we're about to put it away and go up double digits every now and then, and they keep fighting back. Just in terms of, since the post players tend to usually light them up a little bit stats-wise, just what did you sort of see in terms of their resiliency and how your guys' guard play was able to kind of overcome some of that difficulty and get that lead back and obviously go on to win the game?
Yeah, that's another thing we talked about before our game, was that with the way they play, it's given that they're going to have these runs where they're going to come down and score maybe 6 points in a time of 30 seconds. So it was just that we had to be poised and keep playing our game. And then when we did that, we really found a happy median in the game. So it really worked out for us.
You mentioned you're used to playing a more moderate pace. Tonight, I think you did a pretty masterful job of playing up to their pace. Does that speak to the team's versatility and the ability to speed things up?
You asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Yeah, we do kind of pride ourselves on being chameleons a little bit. You know, I think we've got a versatile team. We've got some more athletic posts that I think helped us match up with them, because obviously they put you in some uncomfortable situations. But our league is kind of like that too. We've got 2 or 3 teams that are really big and physical, play high-low. Then we've got some dribble drive teams that spread you out. And because our league is, at least depth-wise, strong, we don't get a whole lot of nights where you get to take off. So we do have to adjust every night, and it is kind of how we try to build our team. You know, we try not to rely on one way to be able to beat people. And you know, we've got zones, we've got presses, you know, we've got other things that if that's what it takes that night to win. And fortunately for me, I've coached against the system now. This is the 4th time. And I think that at least helped in our prep, because I think we practiced the right things. Whether it always carried over to the game is probably another thing, but I do have some experience and learned from my last coach when I was an assistant some things to get ready for this game. So I felt like at least we were confident, even though we knew it was going to be a completely different game than we normally play.
Coach, can you talk about the rest of your bench? You have one who scored 29, but your bench combined to score 53 points and
Yeah.
handled a lot of ball handling.
Yeah, Morgan Kokta had a huge game off the bench. I mean, her numbers probably don't show it. 7 rebounds, obviously, for a guard is a lot, and 9 points. And Madeline had 12. Alicia played really good minutes, only 1 turnover. And you know, normally I think North Central is probably outscoring most teams with their bench just because they've got 10, 12 people that come in off the bench. So that's a huge stat for us. And obviously Eliza led the way, but we were able to kind of seamlessly just go to whoever needed to come next. You know, our focus was who's been in there for 3 minutes and it's time for them to come out. And if it happens to be Taylor and Ashley or our starters, we just went to the next person. You know, we didn't think a lot about, oh, you know, we need to have these certain people. And that's a credit to our bench people for not making a second guess. Hey, this is a big moment. We need Eliza to step in or Madeline to step in. They just let us keep people fresh. And I think that was a huge key tonight.
And just one thing for the players, Coach said it was his 4th time coaching against you. It's your first time playing against that kind of unique system. What did you think of the matchup and how the game went? Well, go ahead.
I think it went pretty well for what we practiced. I think everything that we did in practice carried over to the game. Their pressure obviously was a lot to handle, but I mean, keeping a poisedness in knowing where they're going to be at all times and having 3 spots, we worked on that. So just knowing somebody's always going to be there for you is what I think got us through the game.
Between you and Marissa Sellner, 8 offensive rebounds total. North Central had 8 as a team entirely. Do you think that's a big part of where the game was really decided?
Well, yeah, I think that's one of Marissa's strengths personally, is that she crashes the boards all the time, and it's kind of one of those things where I'm just like, darn it, I missed a layup, and then I look to my right and she has it, and she just puts 2 points up. So it's really good. Like, I think we all crashed very well though too. We had a lot of offensive rebounds where we got second chance points up, and I think we really held them to their, like, they didn't get a lot of boards either. So we really helped us a lot today.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.